Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Football Manager 2018 with Zebu Nation. This is Loser to Legend with CLYDE FC, and today we have for you the end of the season extravaganza for Season 7 in Ladbrokes League 1. We're calling this an extravaganza because we're going to do a triple live comm at the end of the season. It all comes down to this. Let's take a look at the competitions. With 3 games left, means there's 33 games in the books. We got 15 wins, 10 draws, 8 losses for a total of 55 points and a plus 18 goal differential, the best goal differential in the league. But we are in second place behind RAITH, which they've had an interesting season, a lot of wins. 20 wins, that's 5 more wins than us. But they have actually 1 more loss than we do. Meaning we've got a ton more draws. We got 10 draws compared to their 4. So they are up on us by 9 points. Yes, 9 points. So with 3 games to go, 9 points, that should be pretty easy math right there. We got to win all of ours. They got to lose all of ours in order for us to take the title. So the title isn't very likely, but we might as well play out the string these last 3 games. And we start out with a very, very important game because we play none other than RAITH. So they could secure the top spot basically with a win right here. Now we are technically tied with Brecken, so they could sneak up and they could, still rain on RAITH's parade. But for the most part, we're going to focus on ourselves and we're going to focus on RAITH. So this game is very important. And then coming up, we've also got DUMBARTON, which they're back in the table. They're 10 points back from us, so they can't catch us up. So that's good. And then we finish with ALLOA, which is fighting against relegation. So that should be a winnable game. So we have RAITH and then 2 winnable games. And that's actually pretty important because we still have Peterhead lurking around here with 49 points. They could catch us up in these last 3 games. So our playoff spot is not yet secure. We could still, choke it all away. So let's try not to do that. And let's get to our games this week. So we're going to go with the 4-2-4. It's worked pretty well for us this season. It hasn't been, a dominant performance, although we have scored a lot of goals, obviously. And we haven't used it exclusively, but we have used it enough to know that it is effective and, it's been working well. Now, our problem right now is we have a lot of injuries. Players who are, some of our better players are injured, but also some of our younger players who have been playing very well are injured. We can take a look at the medical center here. As you can see, injuries. Glover is out again. He's been a real key to our defensive resurgence this year. Having Glover in there, playing that sort of defensive cover man, has played. That foot speed he's got as a central defender has worked wonders. Ryan Potts, our young attacking center mid, is out. Kessie, another central defender, is out. Scott Lockheed also has been out for a while with that torn hamstring. Then we got Critchley and Leach just coming off injuries. Leach has played very well out at the left wing, but we're not going to risk him in this game because he's just coming back. I think he's, Lockheed still has a very high, Macaulay has very high. We got a lot of guys with very high, a lot of guys with above average. That's interesting. Leach is not even on this list. So maybe we could have Leach on the bench. We got to do something about Gary Macaulay having very high injury susceptibility. He's got a reoccurring tight calf, so I think we need to actually take him off the bench. Let's get to that point in the advancement though before we start making those changes. Preview match, team selection. All right, so here is RAITH. We're actually 6-4 favorites, which is weird. But we both come in on inconsistent form. They've lost 2 of their last 3. So that's pretty good. We've won 2 of our last 3. So maybe we're on a slightly better streak, but they've still beat us and beat us pretty handily this season. Take a look at the schedule here. Let's see. Where is RAITH? Right here, they beat us 1-0. Go up a little farther. They beat us 3-0. And I think there's one more where they beat us pretty bad. 2-0. So we haven't been able to beat them yet this season, so I don't know why we would be favorites. But anyway, let's get around to the team selection here. So we got Macaulay on the bench right now. And he's got that injury susceptibility, so we're going to take him out of there. Who else do we have? Critchley's, he's kind of injury susceptible as well. We still got Potts on the bench. He's pretty good. Bring him in. I brought Dakota King in. I think I'll keep Dakota King there on the bench, and we'll give Leach just one more week. One more week to get healthy. Even though you look at him, 7.17 rating. That is really good for a 1.5 star youngster. I mean, he's 21 years old now, but I don't know. We're just going to have to keep this guy. He's a homegrown dude, came from our academy. He's playing so well, I don't know how you just give him up. Even if somebody else on the team looks better, like a guy like Albazetti looks so much better in terms of his star rating and all that stuff, but he just doesn't get it done, at least not the way Leach does. So let's submit this team. Got a lot of guys lacking match fitness, but not a lot we can do with it. I think we've got a bit of a bloated squad this season, so we got to work on that in the offseason. Anyway, they're going with the old 4-4-2. Got Tiffany here. Is their highest average rating and their most assists. 14 assists on the season. That's pretty good. 40 appearances, 8 goals, 7.16 rating. We got to keep an eye on him. Semple, top goal scorer with 13. That's not really actually a lot. But Todorov, this guy is difficult guy to stop. He also has 13 goals on the season. So the two of them together, 26 goals. That's pretty good. Meanwhile, we got Wilson in goal. We've been switching back and forth between our 2 goalkeepers, and Wilson gets to start today. Gray at left fullback, Lindsay at right fullback. We've had some injuries at fullbacks. Injuries at central defense, as you saw. So Gorman is going to be in on the left-hand side with Davies, our captain, on the right-hand side. Sinclair and Zada have secured themselves in terms of this formation. These are the best 2 midfielders for this formation. Got Sinclair playing the defensive central midfielder role, and Zada playing the box-to-box, so he's running up and down. So they've formed a nice little partnership. We got Albazetti on the left, and Toniazzi has moved into that right-hand side. We've had Andy Dallas has been injured and in and out of the lineup, and Toniazzi is filling in for him nicely. Peters at the advanced forward, and that man, Diver, the target man. He has been such a revelation this season. He has really propelled us forward the second half of the season. So there we go. Let's give the old pep talk. We owe RAITH for what happened last time. Yes, indeed we do. Set opposition instructions. Okay, we know we got to close down on these boys. Or tightly mark them anyway. Close down on the wingers, and we'll start with just that. We'll start with simple instructions right now. Tightly mark the strikers, close down on the wingers. We should be okay. Should be good to go. Let's do it. The absence of Mark Finlayson is sure to be felt. Send the assistant. All right. So here we are, home game, a halfway decent crowd. Probably, 800 or 900 fans, maybe 1,000 if we got a lot of away fans. We've been hovering around that mark all season, so it's been pretty good. Here's Peters getting forward really early in the highlights. He's going to win us a corner with 14 seconds down. And we get a highlight out of it, too. Here's Gray sending it in. Nobody there. Todorov heads it out, but Diver's going to track it down. Sinclair, let's see if we can get a second chance opportunity here. Doesn't look like it. We're going to have to play it back. Lindsay plays it wide to Gray. He tries to play it into Diver, but there's Sinclair. Can we get it to Zata? Nope. Get it forward for Diver. He almost beats his man. All right, another corner. Let's go. Gray again sends it in. Nobody there again. This time looks like Tiffany's going to track it down, and this is probably the end of the highlight. Yeah, we got it on key highlights because we're going to try to stuff in 3 games. So we're probably not going to get quite as many highlights as usual. But we're still going to try to make it count here. We've both got a 1 shot. We got 1 shot on target. 57% of possession. That's really good. And here we go with another highlight. Lindsay into Diver. He is foot stomped by Allardyce, who sends it downfield to Semple. This doesn't look good. Todorov gets in. Oh, Gorman, nice tackle. Nice tackle. Lindsay. Lindsay, what are you doing? Come on, man. Davies heads it out of there. Zata's going to track it down. He's going to bust it forward to Davies. Can Davies send it to... Peters doesn't go for it. Not a great pass. So we still don't know who this highlight is for. Nice interception by Lindsay. Bad pass by Lindsay. Can't get it to Diver. Here's RAITH trying to settle it down, trying to get a little bit of offense going. Tiffany scoots it forward to Todorov. He beats one man, but he can't beat Wilson. Now they get a corner. They get their first corner of the game. And things are looking tight here. Things are back and forth already. I don't like that. Davies heads it out. Nobody chose to chase it down particularly, though. Graham gathers it in for RAITH. And the highlight continues. I don't like this. Oh, nice steal by Zata, but he steals it to the wrong man. Todorov wins another corner. We got to keep an eye on that guy. I mean, he's their target man, so we got to watch that. Tiffany sends it in. Todorov heads it down. He is kind of a cut above everybody else. I mean, just physically, he's so big. He's got nice jumping reach and strength, determination, composure. I mean, he's a really good player for this level, 27-year-old Bulgarian. He beat us pretty good in previous matches, so we got to really keep an eye on him. But now we might be able to match him a little bit with Diver. Diver isn't quite as good, but he's also 6'5", 16 jumping reach, 14 strength. Not quite as good of heading, but better finishing. Here's Peters sends it in. Abuzetti sends it high. Who's going to get to this one? Gray. See if we can start a secondary attack here. Gorman, I would like you to get back in position in case Gray turns it over, and he does. But Sinclair gathers it in, playing that defensive center mid. Sends it out wide to Antoniazzi. Can he make the play? He chips it across. Peters tries to head it. It was not a great cross. Antoniazzi is one of our better players. Ooh, Albozetti gets a yellow card. He is one of our better players, but he's playing a little bit out of position on the right wing. He can play out there, and he can play well. It's just not sort of his natural position, so he makes some mistakes now and then, and crossing isn't really his forte. 8 crossing. That's why we've got him on attack on that right wing. Zata's made a lot of mistakes. So has Gray with a 6.2, an injury, and a yellow card. Here's Antoniazzi, though, with a free kick. Can't get it in. We don't have Leach in there anymore because he's injured, as you saw earlier. So we're going to take Gray out at halftime. For sure. Injured, yellow card, 6.1 rating. It's the old triple threat. Means he's probably going to get kicked out of the game here if we let him. So there we go. There's halftime. Nice thrilling 0-0 draw at the moment. There were some good highlights there, though. Tactics. All right. So we got Ian Smith on the bench. Gonna put him in there. I don't think we want to sub out for Zata just yet. We'll see how he reacts to the halftime talk. Albuzetti, we could possibly get out of there. 6.4 rating and a yellow card. We'll give him a little bit of a window as well in the second half. We'll see. We'll see how he responds. All right. Pep talk. We've been the better team out there. I think we have been. Oops, who switched off? Zata. Come on, man. Individual talk. Passionate. There's much more to come from you. Okay, there we go. So we gave him a little personal pep talk. Let's see if that helps him out. Kerr to Davey. Here's the first highlight of the half, and that was a bad pass, and there ends the highlight. Okay. Clock is rolling. Not used to playing on this kind of highlights. It's just key highlights, so I'm going to get a little worried. I'm going to have to just sort of play it slow, let things play out, not make a bunch of changes or anything like that. Sinclair with a yellow card now. Abuzetti's raised himself up to 6.7, but Zata is still at the 6.3 rating. So no good. Here we go. Wilson chips it downfield. Tries to get it to Diver, but Diver doesn't really go for it. Tiffany sends it forward to Todorov. He is not particularly tackled, but what a save by Wilson. Wow. What a play. He just saved the game for us, possibly. Okay. Ooh. I'm still going to do some substitutions here. Gorman is injured. No, we can't. No. I don't know what else to say. Potential head injury. Ooh. I mean, that could be anything from just like a cut on his head to a concussion. So I think we'll let that play out a little bit, because we need to make other substitutions. I mean, we could get these yellow cards out, but I kind of wanted to get Zata out of there because he's not playing so well. We got McLaughlin on the bench. He's also a box-to-box midfielder? No, he's not. He is just a regular old central midfield in support. He's also a little tired from playing, I think, in the under-20s. But yeah, I think that's what we'll do, and then we'll save our last substitute for Gorman in case he like bangs his head again or something. We'll see. Langfield. Here's Wraith trying to get it downfield. Todorov. He gets tackled by Smith. Great play to Antoniazzi. Let's get it forward. Chips it. Oh, such a bad pass. Sinclair heads it all the way back to Smith. Let's see what he does with it. Just bombs it forward. Peters goes after it. Wins it back to Albuzetti. What a play. Sinclair, we got a lot of yellow cards on that side of the field. Zata. Bad pass. There's a good pass, though. Go forward to Diver. That's a goal. Yes. All right, we're going to cancel those changes for a second. I think everybody just about increased their ratings right there, so let's hold off here. Because Zata, I mean, he made a bad pass there, but then he makes a pretty good pass here, and Peters makes a great pass forward, a through ball, and Diver just an easy finish at the end of it. Zata raised himself to a 6.4. I mean, Sinclair has that yellow card. Decisions. I think now that we're winning, maybe we don't make any changes unless Gorman gets worse. He seems to be getting better, though. His percentage is going up. Potential head injury, it still says. It doesn't say if it's just a gashed head or what. Okay, 76 minutes. The clock is rolling. All right, a gashed head. That's fine. Oh, my gosh. He got gashed again, maybe? He's back down to 58%. He's just clonking heads with people out there. I don't know what's going on. But we're getting close to winning, and he's a 7.5 rating. 86 minutes and counting. 88. Let's go, boys. Basically, let's go. 89. 5 minutes of stoppage. Come on. It must have been all the blood leaking out of Gorman's head. Had to mop it up off the grass. All right, here we go. Raith bombs one downfield. Davies. Nice. Nice, easy play. Back to Wilson. Wilson's the MVP of this game right now. I mean, that save he made was just killer. Antoniazzi, not a good play. Davies, though, cleans it up. Traps it all the way back to Wilson. Reset this and try this again, boys. Diver. Can he jump it forward? No. If he could have just got that forward in any fashion. Peters was wide open. Smith wins the header. Peters wins it down to Zata. He chunks it forward for Antoniazzi. This is the counterattack we've been waiting for. Let's get that goal. Peters. Oh, nice header. Schmidheiser with the save. But that was a great counterattack. That could have given us our clinching goal there. But we got less than a minute. Tiffany sends it forward. Buchanan. Nice steal by Davies. Davies and Gorman have been rock solid for us. Gets it ahead for Diver again. That man. He's been our superstar. Sends it forward. I mean, Schmidheiser is there, but we're just wasting time at this point. He tries bombing it forward. Semple is there. Thompson a bad touch. Zata can't get to it. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, what a save again. Wilson, man of the hour. Okay, whistle. Blow that whistle. Davies heads it out. Antoniazzi. Is that it? Joe Gorman suffered another gashed head. How many gashes can one man have on his face? But he's going to look like Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But you know what? We got the win. First time we've beaten Raith all season. And there we go. Let's take a look at the analysis. Team analysis. Overview. Yeah, we control the middle of the field, which is very strange for this formation. I mean, that's our two midfielders and our strikers. You know, having that target man sit right here in the middle, we get the ball to him a lot. You can see he's the heat point right there. And there's our box-to-box midfielder, and there's our defensive midfielder right there, or our central midfielder on defense. Anyway, whatever. You can see who our players are. Take a look at anything else here. Summary. Wilson, 6 save shots. That's pretty good. 14 interceptions for Gorman and 3 key tackles. Gray didn't play so good. It's probably good that we got him out of there. Zata ran all over the place but had 6 mistakes. 6 mistakes also for Sinclair. So we kind of played actually kind of uneven. Some really good plays, some really bad plays. But that man Diver got the player of the match, and he came through for us. So that's an outstanding game. Very happy. Ratings-wise, pretty much what we'd expect. Defense played very well. Lindsay, Davies, Gorman, even Smith came in as a substitute, played okay. Antoniazzi on the left or on the right side played well. And, of course, Diver and Peters also played very well. So, good match, boys. Good match. Pep talk. Good work. You did what you needed. And the pep talk. Leave the match. Let's go. So that doesn't obviously knock Raith off the top, but brings us within 6 points with 2 games to go. The dream is not over. The dream is alive. See if Raith can collapse under the weight of their own expectations. Brecon won also. So Brecon is right there with 58 points. Sterling is still there with 52. So they are 6 points away from us. They've still got an outside chance. They're tied now with Peterhead. So they could beat out Peterhead for the playoffs. So it's definitely a close race coming down to the end. So we're going to pause it here, come back for the next match. So pause. Okay, we are back with our next game. Let's get right to it. Here is our lineup. And we've had some injuries just in the last week. Of course, you saw Gorman with all those gashed heads. He is injured. He's returning to fitness in a couple of days. Also, McLaughlin, our reserve midfielder, he's out for a while. Glover is still out. Kessie is still sort of recovering. He's only at 84% fitness. So we're scraping the bottom of the barrel when it comes to central defenders. We're going to have Craig Murray on the bench, our young 18-year-old academy player. He's a pretty decent player. I mean, he's a guy I've wanted to get some more playing time to, and he's going to get his chance. He's a big, strong kid, 13 strength, 11 jumping reach is okay. 5 pace is really not good, so I don't know what we're going to do about that, but he's got 12 heading, 8 marking, 9 tackling. It's not the worst you've ever seen, but, he's got a ways to go. And then going to bring in old Darren Miller, also as a reserve, 31 years old now. He came to us and he complained, saying he wanted to leave. He's done everything he can do. He's accomplished everything he can accomplish. He doesn't think he's going to see much in terms of first-team football anymore, so he wants to leave. And we said, I tried to convince him to stay until the end of his contract because we're not in a transfer window. But, whatever. We transfer listed him anyway, so I'm pretty sure Miller will be gone by the end of the season, which is in like 2 weeks. Anyway, we're going to go with pretty much the same lineup we went with, and we'll get to the game. So we're going to continue with the 4-2-4. That worked well. We're going to continue trying to beat Dumbarton. That is the next team that we're going up against. They're in 6th place right now, so they've still got, I think, an outside chance at the playoffs. Have to look at the league table real quick. Competitions, Dumbarton, they're 45 points. No, they cannot. They can only get a maximum of 51 points. So they're out. But they're still probably going to try to give us a good game to spoil our party. And let's hope that doesn't happen. Fitness tests, of course. Leach is back in fitness tests. No fitness tests required. So we're going to put him back in the lineup. Kessie, not quite fit. Gorman, not fit. Potter. Lockheed is finally back, but he is severely lacking match sharpness, and he's got a little recommendation limit, and we're not going to play with a central attacking mid, so he's pretty much out of the lineup. Dumbarton versus CLYDE. They are the 4-7 favorites, I guess. A little better than 50-50. We're inconsistent, though we've won 3 of our last 4. They're strong, even though they've only won 1 of their last 3, if you look at it that way. I don't know. They've won 3 of their last 5, so whatever. Let's go, I guess. So here's the lineup, as I mentioned, as I showed you before, the old 4-2-4. Clyde Lindsay played pretty well, but he's still lacking match sharpness. He's formed a partnership out on the right-hand side with Antoniazzi, so that's really good. Got a lot of good partnerships in the game right now, other than, of course, that central defense. But they're going with the 4-2-4. Pretty similar to the previous team we played. Stevenson, their central midfielder, is their captain and the most assists at 8. So he looks sort of just your average central midfielder, maybe playing with a deep line playmaker. I'm not sure. And then their top goal scorer, 19 goals for Ross McGovern, so we got to watch out for him. It looks like their wingers are coming forward also. As I mentioned, we're going with the 4-2-4. We got Wilson in goal, Smith and Lindsay at the fullbacks. Going to start Smith this time because the other guy didn't play very well, Gray. Davies and Finlayson, we brought him in. Normally a right back, but he can play center back pretty good. He's nice and speedy. He's got good physicals, so he can play that cover role on the back line. Then we got Sinclair and Zata, Leach and Antoniazzi, and Peters and Diver up front. So pretty recognizable top 4. I know we're the underdogs here, but we're in second place, so give the fans a performance. I think we're playing away, so that probably wasn't a good idea. But anyway, close down or tightly mark McGovern. Close down on the wingers. And I guess we should close down on Stevenson too, just cuz he's their leading assist man. Whatever, let's go. There's the old parking garage of Dumbarton. Warehouse District apparently is where they're at. So we are in the Nike Pro Combats today. The grays with the salmon piping. I guess. I mean, that's how I would describe it anyway. But let's go. First highlight of the game. Hoban bombs it downfield. Can't get it past Finlayson. Stevenson has it for Dumbarton now. Tries to get it forward. Buchan gets it to McGovern, who was wide frickin' open. Just sitting in the middle of defense, right where Finlayson should have been. So we're not too happy about that. That was an incredibly early goal. Puts us on the back foot immediately. We're supposed to be covering all these guys. McGovern just absolutely wide open. Huh. Don't like it. I don't like it. Not a bit. Encourage our players to play a short passing play. See, now they're gonna do to us what we did to the last team, which is just play back, and now that they got the lead, they're gonna sit on it. So we might have to make some changes here at the 30-minute mark. We'll see if anything happens. And this is where oh, here we go. Wilson. I was about to say this is where playing on the key highlights gets frustrating because you just don't see any highlights. There's Diver getting downfield past one defender, past two, chips it a little too high. Looks like their central defense might not be up to the task of guarding Diver. He just beat both those guys pretty easily. McGovern is getting too much space inside the area. Okay, we'll mark him. We saw what he can do. He's got his 20th goal on the season against us. 5, 26, 27. Despite being specifically marked. Okay. They've got 4 shots to our 3. Here we go. Corner. Leach sends it in. Finlayson gets the header. Over the goal, though. So Finlayson has his good points and his bad points playing central defense. I mean, he gives us more speed and range back there, more physicality. But maybe mentally and technically not quite up to standard, but we'll see. Or at least, I don't know. Here's Peters. Antoniazzi heads it in. Back to Antoniazzi. No good. Nobody goes for that ball. That would have been nice for one of our players to actually try to pick that up. Bad pass behind Stevenson, but he manages to recover. Gets it to McGovern. McGovern out wide to McCart. Back to right. Wow. I haven't seen our defense get scored on this easily in a long time. This is pretty bad. I mean, that was just your average counterattack. And we're not marking anybody. We're not covering anybody. McGovern just, I mean, easy pass. Easy passes all over the joint. So not so good. So maybe Finlayson on the back line there wasn't a great idea. I mean, look at him. He's pretty good. 12 strength, 13 jumping reach, 14 pace. Positioning is only 9, but that's all right. I don't know. He should be playing at least decent. All right, here we go. Sinclair out wide. Antoniazzi does not go for it. Terrible pass by Mackey. Peters doesn't get a shot on target. I guess that was him taking that shot. Peters isn't playing well. Nobody is playing well at all. And there's the half. Okay. Gotta figure out what to do here. Analysis. Smith is making a lot of mistakes. Long range efforts. Tactically, I don't really know what to do. I mean, I guess we could try. Try working the ball in the box, but that's not really what we're all about. Try the opposite. Hit early crosses, pump the ball into the box. We'll give that a shot. Go to the dressing room and let's see. Assertively show me something else. All right. Got some thumbs up there, so we're looking good. Diver. Let's see if we can get an early goal, get one back. It's a nice pass down to Peters, but he apparently can't get to it. Brecken is drawing right now with Queen's Park. RAITH is beating Stranraer. Sterling beating Forfar. That's no good. No, Forfar beating Sterling. That is good. That's what we want. Yeah, we need Sterling to lose. We need Brecken to lose. We need everybody to lose. Just everybody in the league. If you could just lose, that would be great. Right now, Brecken has moved up 1 point on us with the draw they've got going on. 60 minutes already. Finlayson heads it to Smith. Smith is going to bomb it downfield. Nobody there. Stewart. Looks like they're kind of slow playing it a little. By a little, I mean a lot. Finlayson wins the ball. Good man. Let's see what he can do with it. Okay, nice back pass to Lindsay. Lindsay's going to chunk it downfield. Both Peters and Divers are there, but they headed up to Antoniazzi. He gets the cross. Back post to Peters. Come on. Why not send that short post to the target man? He's a target man for a reason. You're supposed to target him with the ball. All right, 66 minutes. Smith playing god-awful. Going to bring Gray in. Peters playing god-awful. Going to bring Potts in. All right. So we'll see if that shakes things up. Come on, boys. Let's do something. We can't just go out like this. We got to get a goal. Let's demand more. Here we go. Oh, boy. Highlight for them. Mackey sends one in. Finlayson's going to head that out. Duff gathers it in for Dumbarton. Right. Stevens. Ah, that's their third goal. That's it. We're done. We are cooked. 70 minutes, 3 goals down. Ridiculous, honestly. I mean, Finlayson can't ask him to do much more than that. It's just defensively nobody was there. And then, again, easy pass, easy shot, easy goal. It's not how it's been the last couple of weeks. We've played much, much more tenaciously. So, let's, I guess, dial back on this stuff. Get stuck in. Go forward. Let's go. $80 minutes. I mean, at this point, we just need to get to the final game and see what happens, because we're done here. We're cooked. 85 minutes, 3 goals. Get one back just for fun, just so we don't lose our goal differential, because right now we're losing in goal differential to RAITH. Apparently we were 2 goals up on him. Here we go, Diver. Lindsay, come on, boys, get one back. Zata, no. 93 minutes, that's going to be the final highlight. Zata, right. And there ends the highlight. So I think our injuries finally caught up with us. We had such a crazy rotated side in there that not much we could do about it. Hand over to the assistant. Get out of here. Leave the match. That was terrible. Final game of the season. It's going to be a little close, I think. Got to see who won and who lost that week. Brecken lost. That's good. We needed that. ALLOA won, or drew. That's no No comment to us. RAITH won. That probably cinches the championship for them. And then Sterling lost. So I don't think we lost any ground on anybody. Nope. Sterling is still 6 points back with 1 game left to go. So we have secured our playoff spot. We're still tied with Brecken. So it's going to come down to the last game to see who gets second place. RAITH wins the league. CLYDE's hopes are over. Yeah. League roundup. It should say that we've clinched playoffs, though. Correct? Correct? Am I correct in this? 1 game left. 6 points up. Do they bother with those emails, or is that just a Major League Soccer thing? Do they not really care about the playoffs? If you can't win the league, then, get out of my face, I guess. All right, so we're going to come back for our final game and see where we finish, and then we'll do a couple of more videos after that, postseason roundup, and then we'll do, playoff games and all that stuff. So, going to pause it here and come back momentarily. Okay, we're back for our third and final game of the season. Well, of the regular season anyway. We're going to reach the promotion playoffs. I don't think there's any doubt about that. The only question is, where are we going to finish? We are in a deadlock right now with Brecken. And it's going to come down to, can we beat ALLOA, who are in a deadlock with Forfar right now, trying to stay out of relegation. So they might come out and give us a heck of a game, actually. So we really got to pay attention, we got to concentrate, and we got to get it done. So let's go. 4-2-4. Going to try it one more time. Hand that over to the assistant coach. Let's get out of here. So we got several of our players coming back from injury now, so we should have a slightly more stable starting lineup. At least I'm hoping we do. Aren't going to be too many changes in it, but most notably at central defense. We're going to get our central defenders back for sure, and that should help us not give up all those dang easy goals like we gave up in that last game. That was just ridiculous. Haven't seen that, like I said during the game, haven't seen that poor of a defense in a while. You know, we've even had some shutouts using the 4-2-4, so I don't know what happened there. They had some pretty good strikers, but we just let them roam free, and that's not the way to do things. So apparently we got our automatic saves going on here, so it's taking up time, making me have to vamp, which is not really the best thing to do at nearly 11 o'clock at night. Got a bit of a head cold, as you can no doubt hear, but we got to continue on. Recordings have to go because I think I mentioned this last video. I'm going on vacation. So we got to get these recordings done in the can and uploaded to YouTube so that I don't have to try to scramble and do anything like that on vacation. Let's go. I'm struggling whether I should take this computer with me on vacation. Do I want the temptation of having Football Manager right there with me and be like, no, I don't think I'll go hang out with these people that I traveled, hundreds of miles to see. Instead, I think I'll go play Football Manager. That's always the temptation that you have to avoid. But anyway, we still have Miller in the reserves, but now we got Finlayson back in the reserves, and Gray is still in the reserves. I should probably start Gray because Smith played so poorly last time. You just keep swapping those guys out until one of them plays better. Although Smith does have a better partnership with Leach. So maybe we'll keep him in there for that reason. See if he does better with his partner on the field. All right. Let's go, boys. Again, oh no, they got the 4-4-1-1, so not the 4-4-2 as we've gone up against the last 2 games. Frazier over here, a regen of some sort. Seems to be their highest rated player, maybe. Yeah, it's hard to tell because they won't give us. There it is. Highest rated player and most assists. 14 assists on the season. That's pretty good. So Caldwell is their top goal scorer. 17 goals. So, you know, they do have some firepower of their own. Our lineup pretty much the same. Wilson in goal. Smith, Lindsay, Kessie, Davies on defense. Sinclair, Zata in the midfield. Leach back at left wing. Antoniazzi, Diver, and Peters up top. So let's go. Hand over to the assistant. End pep talk. Opposition instructions. All right. So let's close down and tightly mark that guy. That guy. That guy. And finally, Frazier, of course. I think we might also want to tightly mark him just for fun. And let's go, basically. Final game of the season, final home game of the year. Nice crowd. Back to our classic unis. White top, black shorts, Red Sox. Let's go, boys. Let's get it done. Let's get to second place. Our highest ever finish in League One. Even, no matter where we finish, it's going to be our highest ever finish. But I just like to finish top two and, get ourselves ready for the promotion playoffs. Kessie, there's a big win in central defense. Drops it back to Lindsay. Looks like they're putting some pressure on, so Davies is going to bomb it forward. Diver wins his matchup. He's got Peters rushing towards the goal, but he just shoots it. Not so good, not so good. See what we can do, boys. 7 minutes, and the time is going to keep rolling here. How are we looking? They got 2 shots to our 1. Nobody has a shot on target. We got 3 fouls already. They've got most of the possession. Zata with an early yellow card. That's no good. 16 minutes into the match. Here's Hassel. Davies with a nice interception. Drops it back to Wilson. Bombs it downfield. There's that man, Diver again. The target man. He's been so... Just having a target man there, I think, is so important for this formation. Gets it forward to Peters. You know, because you don't have an advanced playmaker of any kind, there's really no outlet other than the target man. Wow, what a shot from Peters. And Diver gets the assist. Great play. Let's watch that replay. Diver to Peters. Peters, Zata. He's going to get it back to Diver. Just a simple pass and then semicircle blast. Peters, he hasn't scored many like that this year. But you know what? I'll take it. Zata is booked. All right, you can ease off tackles. Here's a free set piece. Peters again, back post for Antoniazzi. His header goes straight to the goalkeeper. They were... Antoniazzi on the left-hand side, I'm not sure why. Anyway, Smith with his 6th yellow card of the season. He might be suspended for the rest of the season. At least 1 game or 2 games, I don't remember. But anyway, Davies is going to bomb one downfield. Tries to get it to Diver. Langen, is he going to foul it up? No, he gets it downfield. Davies wins one at midfield. Can't again reach Diver. Sinclair wins it. It's just so going back and forth right now. Leach gets forward. Leach has a little bit of pace. Great pass. Diver picks it up to Peters. Can't get his second. Nice play, though. Good play, boys. Nice passing. Like to see Leach getting involved. He is our assistant captain this year. I don't know if I've stressed that much this season. He's only 21 years old, but he's slowly been progressing. He's got decent abilities, especially mental abilities. I mean, look at that leadership, flair, determination, teamwork, work rate. So he's just a good, solid guy to have out there. Now, he lacks a lot of stuff, but he's got crossing, which is necessary for a winger. Smith is booked. So we'll tell him to ease off tackles. That's the last thing we need is a red card. He's got a 6.3 rating and a yellow card, so we're probably going to take him off at halftime. Zata's got a yellow card, but he's playing okay. Leach, not playing particularly well at 6.4, but we got the 1-0 lead at halftime. That's all we need. Dressing room. You've played well, but there's still room for improvement. Tactically, let's get Smith out of there. Him and Gray just seem to be completely interchangeable this season. So just bring one out whenever they're playing bad and just bring the other one in. No problemo. Now, do we want to get Miller in there for Zata? I think it's a little too early for that. Man, look at the rain coming down. A deluge. I guess that's par for the course around here these days. Diver. Yeah, this is the first highlight of the half, so there it ends. No problem. Peters, 8.2, playing well. Got that goal. Diver, 7.2, and the assist. Davies apparently isn't playing well with a 6.2, but he's made some pretty decent plays. I think he's just sort of banging it downfield, and that's causing him to lose some ratings. You know, you get that many turnovers in a game, they just see the long pass downfield gets intercepted, they call it turnover. But it's not half bad defending. Especially when you intercept a pass or get a big steal and then bomb it downfield trying to hit the target man. That seems to be what works in this formation. It's hard to play a control game in this formation unless you bring your fullbacks forward. 66 minutes already, so we're doing something right. You know, it's hard to control the middle of the field because you don't have that playmaker. You don't have a defensive midfielder to hold the ball. You got lots of things going against you in this formation. Here's Langton getting forward. Wilson, great stop. Reaches out a paw and knocks it aside, but they're going to get a corner out of it. Diver heads it out. Antoniazzi's going to chase it down. He gets it forward to Sinclair. Not exactly the most offensive of players. He gets stomped, and there's a card. Maybe. Nope, Hank Shaw just gets a... No, he gets a yellow. Get out of here, Hank Shaw. All right, Gray with the throw-in. Gets it to Peters, to Leach. Back to Peters. Not prepared for that pass, apparently. But Kessie is there. He's going to bomb it forward to Leach. Heads it on, but doesn't chase it down. Again to Davies, who bombs it forward. Peters. Oh. Yeah, goal, I guess. Gill tried to punch it over the net, but couldn't punch it far enough because that was such a weird looping shot. Let's look at this again. McGlynn bombs it downfield. Davies bombs it right back. Peters just heads it. Gill punches it. Just sort of a volleyball shot that goes too short, and he punches it into his own net. They don't even call that an own goal. They call that an actual goal. So 2 goals for Peters. And it looks like we're going to win our final game of the season. Their defense is playing pretty poorly. They made their 3 substitutes. Maybe we should make our 3 substitutes here. At least want to get Miller in the game for Zata. Get that yellow card out of there. Other than that, I think we're okay. Love heads. Oh, Caldwell. Offside. Come on. Come on. Offside. There we go. Disallowed goal. Okay. He was just hanging out by the post. Can't do that, my man. All right. 80 minutes. Gill is going to bomb one downfield for ALLOA. Frazier has it near side. He's bracketed by 2 men, but he's got space, so he drops it back. Brian running the wrong way at midfield. He sends it all the way back. I mean, it's not like he was even under that much pressure, but he sent it all the way back to Gill in goal, and he bombs it forward. 3 men around the ball. Gray wins the header. Gets it up to Peters, to Diver. He's looking for some support. Got Lindsay on the far side. Lindsay's going to drop back to Davies, who bombs it forward. Nobody was particularly ready for that. So we're just playing ping pong at the moment. Just bombing it back and forth. Livingston trying to gather some kind of possession here. Hank Shaw to Langton. Caldwell's behind the defense. Yes, he's free. Oh, another great stop by Wilson. He has made some huge stops coming down the stretch here. Corner, Langen sends it in. Kessie misses the header and he's fouled. Yep. Okay. Last thing we need is to give them a penalty. All right, now the clock's rolling. 85 minutes. Let's go. We can just run this one out. No problems. Tony Ozzie not playing very well. Free kick. Frazier sends it in. O'Connor, he sends it over the goal. 3 minutes of stoppage time. We don't need any more highlights. We're fine. This is good. Nope. Corner. Miller. Davies. For old time's sake, that could be the last time those two attempt to hook up on the set play, and there's full time. Like I mentioned, Miller's probably not going to be with us next year. We're going to have a lot of roster changes next year. We're going to have a much smaller roster, I think, getting ready. Hopefully getting ready for the championship and looking to add like some higher quality pieces, but maybe not such quantity of pieces. Because this year we were trying to play 3 different formations, so we had enough players to play 3 different formations, and I think that was just too many. So looking pretty good stat wise. Lindsay played very well. Davies well. Sinclair, and of course Diver and Peters, man of the match. 2 goals, 8.9 rating. Outstanding. Very good. Everybody's happy with that. Let's go. All right, so there you go. Triple live comm. I think we ended up in second place, but we'll see. Get the old emails. Let's see. Brecken Drew with Wraith. Okay. So we are definitely second place. Quality finishing the difference at Broadhead. Peterhead secured a playoff spot. Curtin comes down on League One. Wow, Forfar beat Queen's Park 6-1. He crushed it. Peters on fire for Clyde. 2 goals. Let's praise him. You were superb in front of goal. Keep it up. And finally, Clyde received $129,000 for achieving second place. That'll put a little bit of dent in the old finances. Get that, 279,000 pounds. That's like a doable mountain to climb. Because the board did put $500,000 in, to cover expenses. So I don't know how many more times they can do that, honestly. So that's another reason to cut the payroll massively. All right. So Clyde get Brecken in the championship. Ladbroke Championship. What? Playoff semifinal. Okay. Promotion playoff, first round. This round will be drawn on 5-4. It is 5-4. Let's advance it a little bit and see if we get a slightly clearer picture. So it is a 2-leg home and away against Brecken. We know these guys very well. Smith reaches yellow card limit like I thought. Okay, anyway. Playoff semifinal. Inverness versus Morton. So is that the 2 teams? Yeah, there must be 2 teams dropping down from the championship. That doesn't make sense. Are we in the relegation? This is so dumb. All right, we're in the relegation playoff, which makes no sense. But I guess this is the championship relegation playoff. So, Queen of the South has a chance to drop back down. They're going to play Peterhead and then Clyde and Brecken. It's a tough matchup for us. It's been a pretty even matchup, so we'll look over that stuff in the next episode. But for now, gonna look forward to the playoffs, our first promotion playoff in a while. So everybody's got to get excited, get hyped, and let's hope we can win it and move on up to the championship. All right. So until next time, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
CLYDE, who will fill your heart with pride. Dressed up in the red and black, we an L sign on the back. They've a winger and a keeper and a great big carpet sweeper. It's the bully.